match I ever had in my career. So sometimes these unforeseen circumstances can be setting the table for a great performance. And it looks like we are ready to go. The official signals to confirm. And let's get started.
All right, bronze medal match, and this is going to be a good one. The world champion, the reigning world champion from Albania, Zelimkhan Abakarov. He is out there in the blue. The red represented by the Tokyo Olympic gold medalist, Zavur UGUEV, who we haven't seen in a while, but he is back and now wrestling for bronze here at 57 kilos, the independent neutral athlete. When you look at Abakarov and some of his results this year, keep in mind he has a win over this year's world champion Arujau at 61 kilos. And Vito just looked like $1,000,000 last night. I caught that on the plane ride over, listening to you and Brian, and great story there, father and son, now world champions. But Abakarov was able to beat him. That was at 61 kilos, so obviously Zelimkhan dropping down to the Olympic weight at 57. Just says something about his skill set, the way that Vito has been wrestling here really since the NCAA tournament back at the United States and carrying that success into the international stage.
There's definitely no dearth of talent here on any weight class. And right now we see right away UGUEV drops to that left side single, but Abakarov does an amazing job of squaring off, keeping his hips engaged, keeping the weight on him, and getting out back into neutral position. And that is the thing about both of these wrestlers, with a slight rise in their stance, a slight reach of their hand, either one of them can instantly drop and take a leg. And we do see Abakarov on the shot clock right at the beginning, being dictated a little bit more passive. Nice arm drag to single, but doesn't quite commit. And like you said earlier, the margin for error here is so slim. Again, you see a level change down, but not forward, and so not creating enough of an opening to put UGUEV in a dangerous position. And there's an example of what we're going to need to see to have one of these individuals put a point on the board. We're going to need to see a secondary or third reaction to get that scoring. We did have a verbal warning to UGUEV on his passivity. We're seeing Abakarov coming out here trying to make those attacks.
Short time in this first period. Passivity point has been it for the Olympic champion UGUEV, and he will go into the corner with a 1-0 advantage.
And we have two of the best in the business. I love watching 57-kilo wrestlers. They are so dynamic, so fast, so technical. And what a joy this has been to watch. We only have 1 point scored on the board, but there has been a flurry of actions and reactions, level changes and responses. And here we have the two coaches for Abakarov shaking him down, reminding him of what his game plan is to get out there. And likewise here in UGUEV's corner. At this point in the match, both of them have tried to take attacks, have been responded to, and so you've got to wonder what's going through their mind. What are the adjustments that are going to be made? And we're about to find out.
And if you're the corner of UGUEV, this is when he was actively wrestling, competing in all the tournaments, oftentimes it was a 1-0, 2-0 type score. He is so tough to score on his defense, and now he's going to get to his offense, has that left single, tries to shelve it as he works his way near the edge, and he will get the step out to go up 2-0.
Exactly. And this is the exact same strategy we saw from Usmanov, who had that early point in his match against Gamkreleze. Right off the whistle, he did the takedown. And this time he got the 1 point step out of bounds. So an example of you have to be ready on the whistle. You don't have to tell these guys this, but it is a good reminder.
you're Abakarov, you want to put at least enough emphasis now and make it look like you're trying to get to your ties and at least get a chance to get a point with the activity clock. But
you know, I'm going to disagree with you here, Sean, because that's not enough right now. He needs a takedown to get back on the board.
He needs to think bigger things right now.
Exactly. You also never want to leave the match in the referee's hands. And I don't believe these two guys are going to be doing that. Both of them are hungry to score, hungry to create those attacks. Now, Abakarov, he has made some good level changes, but he hasn't come forward into UGUEV's space. So if he's going to get that takedown, he needs to beat his hands, come into his space, and open up the legs. And probably is going to look for a secondary attack. He's on the clock, but he just level changes, comes in and gets that takedown right away off the whistle again.
Textbook right there from UGUEV. Right after he got put onto the clock, he just shoots right in, and he's able to crack the armor of Abakarov. Now has that gut wrench, switching from side to side, trying to thrust and build momentum, but a rock underneath. It's tough to turn Abakarov, and UGUEV will go back to the feet, but a big takedown, leading 4-0. More than halfway through this second and final period in the battle for bronze at 57.
Heavy hands from Abakarov. He is going to be warned. But I do think those heavy hands disrupting UGUEV is going to be what he needs to do to create the opening, to create the attacks. Again, a level change, but not coming into his space. He's not stepping forward on that.
Is that for fear of the counter? Is that the respect?
Yes, now he steps in on the legs and picks it up right away, but he's got to get the takedown inbounds if he wants to get back into this match. And this is when you need to be focused, you need to be intentional and strategic and disciplined. Still no control, but he goes behind.
Should have control on the edge and only get 2 more with the exposure there late of UGUEV. And they will, yeah, I thought that he was able to get position, Erica, here for the initial 2, and then he sucked them back for 2 more.
Great discipline here from this position. You see UGUEV reach back, knocks Abakarov off, but Abakarov continues to level change, gets that turn out of bounds, and now he's winning on criteria with 30 seconds left. What incredible discipline from Abakarov. That's why he's reigning world champion. Let's see what the reigning Olympic champion has in store.
UGUEV with those underhook, at least the left side underhook. See those brakes being applied, those heels digging in hard for Abakarov. He cannot afford to give up a step out point here. That would cost him a bronze. Tied at 4. Abakarov shoots in. What's your best defense? A good offense, and that's what Abakarov did off the whistle. Down to 2, down to 1, and criteria is going to decide it for the bronze medal, and Albania has secured a spot in Paris. That is tough to do, down 4-0 on the Olympic champ UGUEV, and come back and win in criteria. Very, very tough to do.
Incredible. We do have a challenge request. I would think maybe they're going to look for negative wrestling there at the end or fleeing the hold. We will have to see what the jury decides on this action. And there's UGUEV there still on his knees. Interesting. And so the jury has announced that they are awarding a yellow card to the coach of UGUEV for a protest challenge. And we have a winner here awarded bronze medal to Albania.
A second period rally from Zelimkhan Abakarov. It's been quite a year, really quite a 2-year stretch for Albania, getting put onto the wrestling